Hi folks, Tim here. Welcome back to Elmendorf Acres. Well, today is an exciting day for me personally. We are finally going to fire up our Stihl 500i. Now, you might have seen it in some of our other videos, kind of as a backdrop in the small engine room on the wall. Well, we've been waiting for a good day and a good chance to have a little time, have some fun with this thing, fire it up, and compare it to a Husqvarna 395. So you'll see I have both of them on the sander behind me. Now, there they are side by side. I've had my Husky 395 for probably about a year and a half. We don't use it very often. I keep a 24-inch bar on it and only pull it out for the bigger stuff. I do have a 32-inch bar that we can put on it, but usually we run it straight with the 24-inch bar. This is the Stihl 500i. This is everybody's saw that they love to talk about. We've had it for about a year and a half, and I have never fired it up. So I've been wanting to do a side-by-side comparison between the two saws, as they are very comparable, supposedly. So I tried to make this as fair as I could. The Stihl, I believe, I'll verify this, but the Stihl comes standard with a 25-inch bar, and this 395 has a 24-inch bar from Husqvarna on it. So that's about as close of a comparison as I can get. We just put a brand new chain on this Husky. It's a brand new full chisel chain straight out of the box, never touched a piece of wood. And the same with the chain on this. This is Stihl's chain. Also brand new, out of the box, never been run. So we're gonna put these side by side in a piece of oak, and we're gonna see how the two of them run. So Owen is heading down to grab a chunk of log that we cut off a job the other day. It's some good hard red oak. This tree had been dead for I think about 3 years, but it didn't get all with that little bit of rot around the edge. It's just hard and solid. The bark was stripped off it. So it's a great first piece as far as comparing these two saws. So we're going to set that up over by the splitter, and we're going to bring both saws over and see how they compare side by side. Also, a little bit later in the video, I'm going to actually put both saws on a scale. One thing I found when you are comparing, especially handheld equipment, the manufacturers make it a little bit hard as far as how much this thing actually weighs. You know, sometimes they say it's with fluid in it, sometimes without fluid. It's really hard to get a side-by-side comparison. So we are going to fully fill both the Husky and the Stihl with bar oil and gas and put them on a digital scale side by side to see which one is heavier. So that is still to come in the video. All right, so we've got about a 14-inch and 14 7/8 that way. So about a 14.5-inch round piece. We're going to cut some cookies off of this. And this is red oak that's been dead for a couple years, no bark on, nice and hard. First up is the Husqvarna. Okay, 3 cuts with a brand new chain out of the box. We're going to do the same now with the Stihl. This has never been run before, so we're going to give it a little warm-up period. Stihl 500i. Okay, so let me add, I let gravity do all the work on this. I didn't put the dogs in and force it down at all. So this next set of videos, or this next couple cuts, I'm going to put the dogs in and actually torque down on the saw. That was our 2 cuts with the 500i, with the dogs. Now we'll do the same with the Husky. So we'll have to go to the actual footage to see what's faster, but I feel like the Husqvarna is faster than the 500i. Now the 395 has been broken in. It's probably got 8 or 10 hours on that saw. The 500i is brand new out of the box. But the 500i feels like a much lighter saw. Okay, so initial impressions. The 500i is easier to start. Stihl does a good job with that. My elbow's been bothering me. Some of you have seen me wearing an elbow brace. Pulling the 395 8 or 10 times to get it started is a little bit painful. I only had to pull the Stihl 2 or 3 times and it popped right off. So that part's nice. The Stihl feels lighter. I will check that with the scale when I get back to the shop. But it does feel lighter. The Husky seems to have more power once you actually dig those dogs in. So I noticed that a little bit where it seemed to have a little bit more power and a little bit faster when those dogs were dug in. But that's our comparison side by side between the two. All right, well, we're out of the woods and back in the small engine shop here. I just want to say it was a great day in the woods today. I was in and out a little bit, but Owen worked in the woods all day, thankfully, and got a lot done. I had a couple places to go, get some sanding and salting done and whatnot. We actually had a little tiny bit of snow last night, so it was fun to be in the woods with that. It continued flurrying and doing really light snow all day today. It got up to, I think, 32 or 33 degrees. So right around that freezing mark, and it's just now dipped back down to 31. So fun day in the woods. I love working in the woods in the wintertime. Got to be one of my favorite things to do. The one downside is my boots are saturated. But let's head into the small engine room and check out weights on these two saws. All right, well, we're back in the small engine room. I got my little propane heater going just to take the chill off. Special shout out to Yard Morris, who sent me this helmet system to try today. But now on to what we're really here to do. I've got my little scale set up, and we are going to weigh the Stihl and the Husqvarna chainsaw side by side. Now, both of them have been filled with fuel and bar and chain oil. So we're going to fire up this little scale, and we're going to look at exactly how much each one weighs. So we're going to take this here, Make sure this is out of the way. Don't want that interfering at all. And let's see, can we see that? Yes, so that is zeroed at 0 pounds. This is pounds. And I'm going to take the plastic guard off the chain, off the bar. Okay, here we go. We're going to put our Husqvarna 395 XP on the scale. Nice and gentle here. And that weighs in at 25 pounds on the nose. Oh, just bumped a little bit. 25 pounds on the nose. It was 24.98 and 25.02, and then it settled out to 25 on the nose. So our Husqvarna 395 XP with a 24-inch bar, along with full fuel, weighs in at 25 pounds. Now, we're going to do the exact same thing for our Stihl 500i. And this is a 25-inch bar on it. Wow. So when I was in the woods, I knew they were lighter. Let me just set this down again just to make sure. Let it zero out. Yeah. So that is 20.76 or 20.78. It's fluctuating back and forth a little bit. Pounds. So 20 3/4 pounds. It's a full 4 1/4 pounds lighter than the 395. So there they are, folks, one above the other. You can see that the 395 is a lot taller saw. It's a lot bulkier saw. The 500i is a touch more comfortable, and it is 4 1/4 pounds lighter. So there we have it, folks, the channel debut along with the side-by-side comparison of the Stihl 500i right next to our Husqvarna 395 XP. So the Stihl is a fairly new addition to our family. We have been running their top handle, that 194. I absolutely love that. Owen really likes the 261. It's a nice, friendly saw, if you can put it that way. It's user-friendly. It pulls over pretty easy. And it's a good all-around firewood saw. If you're cutting 16 inches or less, 14 inches or less, somewhere in there, it works well for that. So we did as close and accurate comparison as we could. A 25-inch bar on the Stihl, a 24-inch bar in the Husqvarna. Both of them full chisel, brand new chains out of the box. So it's as good of a comparison as we could do. I went for a hard red oak, and it's something that's been dead for 3 years, but the bark has not been on it. So it hardened up really nicely. A lot harder to cut through than your average hemlock or pine, even than your green oak or maple. So it was a good test, I think. My initial gut feel, and I'm going to say this before I edit the video, my initial gut feel is that the Husqvarna cut through better than the Stihl did, and I would say maybe even a second or two faster. Again, that was my feel. So we lost our local Husqvarna dealer. They retired after over 25 years in the business, and we've now developed a relationship with a Stihl dealer, and that's why we're slowly switching over to Stihl chainsaws, and we're also looking at the possibility of trying out some Echo stuff. So thank you to everyone who's subscribed to our channel. We are now officially over 1,000 subscribers, which is a big mark in the YouTube world, at least for somebody small, a small channel like we are at this time. So again, thank you, everyone. If you'd like us to do any other comparison videos or any other review videos, be very happy to do it. Basically, anything on the channel that you see us using, chances are we actually own it or have a lot of time using it, and I'd be very, very happy to do a review video on that. So again, thank you for watching. Have a great day.